everybody, and welcome back to my channel. We just filmed the Husband Does My Makeup challenge, and if you haven't seen that video, go check it out. It was so fun. Alex did a good job, but that is why I don't have any makeup on. I went to go take that off. And so today we are going to tell you how we met, our love story. Our story is different than a lot of other people's, and we get a lot of questions like, how did you guys meet? And what happened? Like, why did you get married so fast?
And so how are you making it work?
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
We are going to answer all of those questions and just kind of start from day one. Our moms went to middle school together in Texas. We're good friends, and as they grew up, they really didn't stay in touch. They both got married. Mom moved to PA, and my mom got married, and her and my dad moved to Ohio. Over the years, they ended up connecting on Facebook and became friends again. And basically, his mom watched me grow up through Facebook, and my mom watched Alex grow up through Facebook. And Alex and I we never met because they really only had their friendship through Facebook. August of 2015, my mom and his mom decided to meet up for dinner. Basically, it had come up into discussion that I was single and that Alex was single, and you had called your mom previously.
Yeah, I had called my mom because I was out here in the desert already, and basically was just saying, hey, I'm lonely, I want someone to talk to. Wasn't really looking for anything romantic specifically, but just
like a friend. Just
someone to talk to, because I really didn't have any friends out here. And my mom was like, well, I just met up with one of my old middle school friends, my old high school friends, and she has a really cute daughter, and told me to look her up on Facebook.
So he looked me up, and my mom came to me and said the same thing. And I don't think my mom had the intentions of us being in a relationship or, anything like that.
My mom totally did.
Yeah, his mom totally had all of the intentions because she had seen me grow up, and as I was growing up, she just kept thinking this is the perfect girl for Alex. She always said that to herself.
Yeah.
I found Alex on Facebook, and I was like, whew, he's really attractive. He's a Marine, like, oh my goodness. And then I totally Facebook creeped on him. Really good taste in music. At this point, we were not friends on Facebook. I was just totally being a weirdo and creeping on him. And I was not getting a friend request from him. And I'm like, maybe he just saw my profile and he wasn't interested in me. Whatever. Well.
Oh, by the way, I was totally interested.
He was just
being a chicken.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. He was being a chicken and not adding me on Facebook. A few things happened, and this is gonna sound bizarro, and people are probably gonna think I'm crazy, but I'm gonna be really authentic with you guys because that's who Alex and I are. We're really, really authentic. One night, I was in the car with my mom, and we were on our way to the airport to go pick up a friend, and it was late at night, and we were on the highway, and next to the highway, there's this farm, and there was an American flag and a sign that said, think. As soon as I saw that sign, I immediately thought of Alex. And I thought to myself, ew, Haley, you're such a weirdo. You don't even know this guy. Y'all aren't even friends on Facebook. Why are you thinking of this guy that you don't even know? That's really weird. So the next day, we, as in my mom and I, went to go meet up with my grandma, and I had on a pair of Vigoss jeans. I think that's how you say it, V-I-G-O-S-S. And I looked down at my jeans, and there was a little American flag tag sticking out on the side of my pants. And I thought of Alex again. And I was like, ew, Haley, you are such a freak. Stop thinking of this guy that you don't even know and that you're not even friends with on Facebook. The next day, and side story, I know a lot of people don't have this, but I do have this, and what it is like a sign from God that he's thinking of you, and my sign is a blue jay, so whenever I see a blue jay, I immediately I think of God. The next morning, no one was home, and I went to my parents' picture window in the living room, and I opened up the curtains, and every day I would have seen, like every day when I lived with my parents, I saw a blue jay, like every day, just one or two. But that morning, I opened up the curtains and there were like 10 of them in the yard, playing, having a good time. And my heart like stopped. I was just like, oh my gosh, like this is crazy. And I started getting really teary-eyed. because, you know, I'm dramatic and I'm a woman, and that's just, things like that happen. I just cried.
Oh, it is.
And then I looked up in one of the trees that they have in their yard, and there were 4 more. And it didn't even seem real. Like, it did not seem like real life to me. And all I kept thinking about was, oh my gosh, like, God has something really great planned for me today. Like, that's all I kept thinking. And then I kept thinking of Alex. I'm like, oh my goodness, Haley, get it together. You're such a freak. Stop thinking of this guy that you don't even know. So that night I was at work and I was telling my friend about it. And she said, Haley, you're not weird, but I want you to go check your friend requests on Facebook. Just see if he's added you. And I'm like, no. Because if he added me on Facebook, it would have shown up on my phone. Like, I would have gotten a notification. And she's like, Haley, just go check. Stop being weird and just go check. I went to go check, and there was a friend request waiting from Alex. We were friends on Facebook at that point, and 3 days had gone by, and I had anxiously waited for him to message me. And he didn't.
But again, I was being a chicken because she is a pretty girl and I'm a wimp, so.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
The wimp part. I'm agreeing to the wimp part. This is so embarrassing. I can't believe I'm telling the whole world this. I was so desperate for him to stinking message me that I thought, okay, he likes really good music. What if I posted a link to a song and got his attention? Like, what if he liked it or commented on it? So I thought of my favorite song at that time, and my favorite song at that time was Angel by Aerosmith. I posted a link to it on Facebook, and sure enough, he commented on it, and we talked about music, and he's like, well, if you ever need some good music, or if you ever need good song suggestions, just message me. And I said something flirty back. Then we ended up messaging on Facebook, and the day after we started messaging, we talked for hours. Hours and hours and hours. He was calling me cute and adorable and whatever, all these things.
Being a total flirt.
We finally Skyped, and after we Skyped, I knew. Like, I just knew, oh my gosh, he's gonna be my husband someday. The way that he looked at me, the way that we just, like, I just saw his face and I knew he's it. Like, I'm done. He is my forever. And I remember being scared, and I remember thinking I was crazy and I was just being ridiculous. But all of these things kept lining up, and I really feel, I still to this day, I feel like God was like, Haley, this is supposed to happen. Just let me do my work. It doesn't make sense now, but I promise you it will make sense. And it does. It totally makes sense now.
It does.
And I knew, like, even as we started talking as friends, this guy is about to be a huge part of my life. Whether he be a really good friend or whether he end up being my husband someday, I know that this guy is about to be a huge part of my life. I've never been so sure of anything. Never. One day, he told me that he slept with one blanket at night, and I was like, okay, that's not okay. So I was like, oh, I could go to Walmart and I could buy him a blanket. Or I could go to Joann Fabrics and buy the fabric to make him a blanket. So I made him a very large blanket.
And to this day, it is my favorite blanket. I have used, whenever I was unmarried and living in the barracks, I used it every night. Even now, like, it's laying on our bed right now as my second blanket. It's actually
in the dryer.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
You slept with it last night.
It was on the bed. But now from my perspective, so this is what happened with us from my perspective. So I'm out here in the desert doing marine things, and like Haley said, I called my mom, just told her I was lonely and just wanted somebody to talk to because I didn't have anybody out here. I was across the country from my family, from all my friends, like I had nobody out here. So my mom mentions her, and actually keeping her eye out for Haley to be single for a long time so she could hook us up. And like, okay, you know, this is probably just another mom, you know, trying to play matchmaker type of situation.
Yeah.
But I looked her up on Facebook and I was like, wow, that is one beautiful woman. And Then after that, I smoothly asked for her number.
You did.
And then we just started texting all the time. Every time that I was free, every time that she was free, we were talking.
I stayed up late because we had a 3-hour time difference.
Yeah.
I stayed up late at night, like really late.
So we were texting nonstop. We were calling nonstop, and then finally we Skyped and
all the time.
So from the very first Skype call that we had, I mean, I wouldn't say that I knew that I was going to marry her, but I knew that I knew that we were gonna be together for the long haul.
The first time we ever said "I love you," I'm totally outing you.
You're outing me for this?
I'm totally outing you.
Okay.
We were Skyping one night, and we came to a point, and he was really quiet, and he's just kind of staring at me, like he really wanted to say something. And I knew what he wanted to say, and I was like, "What?" He's like, "Oh, nothing. It's just that I just miss you." And in my mind, I was like, "Oh my heck." So we got off of Skype, we ended our conversation, yada, yada, yada. He texted me, he said, "When I said I just missed you, I really had something else to say." And then he told me that he loved me.
Over text.
Text.
I'm still really ashamed of that. But at least I said it.
At least he said it. We finally met in October, on October 11th. And that first hug was just perfect.
It was literally like, I would say that was the moment that I knew I was going to marry her. Her moment was when we first Skyped, but whenever we had that first hug, it was over. It was over and done with. I knew that we were going to get married. Didn't know when, didn't know how long it was going to be, but I knew for a fact that we were going to get married.
And I will go ahead and insert pictures here of our first hug. It was magical, and I remember being here in 29 Palms and just thinking to myself, I'm gonna live here one day. Like, I know it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought that I was gonna, I knew I was gonna live here. And I am. Here I am. We saw each other again in November for the Marine Corps Ball. It was then when we were like...
Let's just put it this way. As soon as, so her mom, my mom, and her, they all came out for this, first Marine Corps Ball. As soon as her and her mom flew back to Ohio, me and my mom went and looked for an engagement ring.
Yeah.
It was the second time we had ever seen each other.
In person.
In person. It was August, September, October, November. We'd only known each other for 4 months, and I was already buying an engagement ring.
Yep. He planned to propose the next time he saw me, which was at Christmas time. And he did. He proposed when the ball dropped on New Year's Eve that year. The third time we had ever seen each other.
Yep.
And we planned to get married the next December. But as time and months were going on, I was just thinking to myself, like, I don't want to wait. I don't want to be in cosmetology school anymore. I want to be with Alex, and I'm ready to start that chapter.
So after we got engaged in January, we saw each other in February, and then again in March, and then we got married in May of 2016, May 23rd actually.
Yes, we did.
And we're coming up on our 2-year, so.
Whoop-whoop. And everything lined up a little bit too perfectly for that not to be the case. I really feel like that's how it was supposed to happen. Every step of the way,
things just happened that showed us, no, we need to be together now.
Yeah.
It is not.
It's not your ideal situation. We did not have your ideal wedding. We didn't have ideal anything. We were not how it's supposed to be, and that's fine. I think that if it went how it was supposed to go, that our relationship wouldn't be as special as it is.
Yeah.
I really don't. Our wedding was perfect. Our story is perfect. We did everything. I don't regret anything. I don't regret not finishing cosmetology school. I don't regret anything. I miss my family so much. I miss my family more than they will ever know. But this is where I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to be with my husband. I can't wait for Alex to be out of the military. and to be back home and to just have a normal life. That's beside the point. That is our story. That's how we met. That's how we fell in love.
Yeah.
God literally, like, he did not give up. Like, well, of course God's not gonna give up, but he
basically shoved it in our faces every
Yes.
step of the way, like, hey, it's supposed to be you two, and it's supposed to be you two right now.
And it didn't make any sense. Not one time did it actually make sense. But it did make sense because that's what God was saying to us. Like,
Yeah.
it's not your ideal anything. Again, I'm gonna say it again. It's not how relationships usually go, and that's fine.
We love our story.
We do. We love our story very much, and I have a very good relationship with his family, and he has a very good relationship with my family. We are as happy as can be. We have 2 amazing dogs. We love them so, so much. And we are living life to the fullest, and we use our story a lot to help other people.
Yeah, we do. And to top it all off, I love this woman.
Love you too.
Love you.
I hope we covered everything.
I think we did. I mean, eventually we'll have a Q&A, so if
Yeah,
anything
if
was
you guys
unclear,
have any questions, message me on Instagram, comment down below.
we'll definitely be posting a Q&A eventually.
So start asking questions now, and I'll start saving them, and
We'll
answer
all
all of them.
of them. Yep.
Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Like we said earlier, if you have any questions, please let us know. If anything was unclear, let us know. We will answer all of your questions. And we love you guys so much. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!
Bye.